Hey people, there's one expression that is used a lot among musicians, and that's to play something swung with a swing feel or shuffle. Just shuffle it, play it like a shuffle. What does this actually mean? If you have not seen my last video, I would advise watching that one first. I will link it here and down below, because you need to know what a shuffle is first. So if someone tells you to interpret something as a shuffle, to play it with a swing feel, he or she means that if you see straight eighth notes notated, you don't play it as straight eighth notes where they have all the same distance, but you see the first note still on the quarter note, but the second, the offbeat, the and, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you interpret as the third note of a triplet. So combined, this would mean you play a shuffle. And sometimes in the notations on sheet music you see something like this. That means eighth notes are to be interpreted as a shuffle. So you see straight eighth notes, but you are supposed to play them like a shuffle. So you can just take any reading exercise, any rhythm exercise, and just interpret all the eighth notes in a swing feeling, and that's a very interesting challenge for your sight reading. That's actually necessary if you play jazz music, if you play in a big band, if you play professional music. You need to be able to interpret notes when you are sight reading as a swing with a swing feeling. Very important is that the swing feeling can be gradual, so you shuffle it just a little bit, for example. I will demonstrate on the snare drum. I will keep the bass drum going as a reference. The right hand on the quarter notes will keep playing in the same way, at least as far as I can, and the left hand will at first play straight eighth notes, and then gradually play a little bit more laid back, a little later, so in the end you will have a pure shuffle. And you notice that there is this in-between shuffle. So it's not mathematically a real shuffle, but you have a lightly swung feeling until you end up with a real shuffle, and then I'll go back and I will demonstrate this slow and then a little bit faster. To demonstrate a little bit more clearly, let me play a little bit more in context. So I just play around a little bit on the drum set in a straight feeling, and then at some point I will just flip the switch to a swung feel. And I guess you will notice when I do so. So theoretically, you could play anything you play in a straight feeling, also in a swing feeling. But if you play swung, then usually you tend to play a little bit differently, especially if you play out some of the triplets. But theoretically, you can interpret everything straight or as a shuffle. I hope I could make this very important concept clear to you. Again, I think it's very important to know about this stuff so we can communicate more clearly. We do have all these very fancy expressions and this terminology just to prevent misunderstandings and also to prevent friction and to prevent arguments. It's necessary to learn the definitions of these words so we can just focus on making music and everybody knows what we are talking about. If you have more expressions, terms, words concerning music, concerning drumming you want me to explain to you, please write them in the comments. If you're interested about effective practicing, motivation and health, the absolute basics for learning an instrument, and you want to learn more about personal development through learning an instrument, then you should definitely subscribe, because that's what my channel is all about. Hope to see you in the next video every Thursday. Until then, take care and bye bye.